I ran over a turtle. Sorry. When I was learning how to drive, my dad had a do as I say, not as I do type of teaching style. Over the years, I had seen him go way over the speed limit, not wear his seatbelt, pass cars in no passing zones, and even drive with his knee while eating a cheeseburger. He had never received a speeding ticket, never gotten us into an accident, and always seemed to know where we were going even if he had never been there before. He was a confident driver and had brought us safely home through many summer and winter storms. Tornado? No problem. Black ice? No problem. Deer crossing the road? No problem. So I assumed he would teach me how to drift around sharp curves and use my knees to precisely steer the car at high speeds. But when I got behind the wheel, he was a different guy. I mean, all of a sudden, a yellow light no longer meant hit the gas and speed up to beat the red light. Stop signs weren't optional anymore if no one wasn't around like they had always seemed to be before, and we were not leaving the driveway until my seatbelt was secure. He was a totally different guy. He was much safer, but that wasn't the point. I went from being excited to drive to terrified of being pulled over by the cops if my hands weren't at 10 and 2. But after a lot of practice and moments of anxiety, I passed the test, and I even found the ride with the state patrol officer to be more relaxing than what it had been with my dad on the drive over there. But all of that didn't matter anymore. The state of Missouri had decided that I was good enough to give me their permission to drive on the open road. Missouri said, "Show me you can do it." And I did. We're the show me state. It was a joke. Give me a break. I wrote that at like 4 a.m. Never mind. Not long after I got my license, my dad began letting me drive the family around in our white 1995 Chevy Astro van. Every teenage boy's dream car. I still made him nervous, but my mom at least made him sit in the back seat with her. One day, he let me drive the family to my grandparents' house. I had been driving for little more than an hour with him sitting behind me critiquing my every turn of the wheel. That particular day was really windy and that big old van was really hard to keep between the lines for a new driver, and so I heard about it repeatedly. Stay between the lines, son. You're going to kill somebody. If I see you do that again, I'm going to make you pull over so I can drive. Usually, I became incredibly anxious and frustrated, but on that day, I decided I was going to show him how good I was. I determined that for the rest of the trip, I would not give him a single excuse to criticize my driving. I would not speed. I would not cross the lines. I would not sit too long at a stop sign, but I also would not completely stop so that way it didn't take so much gas to accelerate again. He didn't like that either. So there I was, in full shove it dad mode, gracefully sliding around each curve as if I knew that it was coming before he even arrived. And then, a turtle. A stupid, green, teenage mutant reject decided that today, of all days, he was going to cross my lane. Didn't he know I was trying to make a point? As I came around the curve at exactly 55 miles an hour, there he was. Our eyes locked, our mouths both dropped open. I think we were both rapidly regretting our life choices that had brought us to that moment in time. I couldn't give my dad an excuse to say anything negative about my driving again, and so the only way to avoid having that happen was to go into the lane of oncoming traffic or go into the ditch on the other side. And, well, you know, he would probably be pretty upset about that too. So, I hit the turtle. I'm gonna get letters from PETA about this, aren't I? Anyway, I cried, my mom cried, my little brother cried, my dad was angry because I made my mom cry. I was so intent on sticking it to my dad that I forgot a core principle of the road. Don't run over living things. I still feel bad about that stupid turtle. It's been like 15 years and I'm making a video about it. Here's the thing. It wasn't the turtle's fault for being on the road, or my dad's fault for trying to make me a safer driver in his own way, or the Missouri Department of Transportation for not putting shoulders on that road. Or at least a turtle crossing sign, something, guys, anything. It was 16-year-old me who wouldn't make a decision because of pride. So I just kept on going. One of my favorite books in the Bible is Proverbs, and in chapter 16, it says, "Pride comes before destruction, and an arrogant spirit before a fall." Look, I'm sure you're saying, you were only 16, get over it. No, I will not. It doesn't matter if you are 16 or 60. Letting pride get the best of you always leads to destruction. Let's face it, even though it was an accident, I killed that turtle because I was trying to stick it to my dad. That turtle was collateral damage in the war against my pride, and there have been many other casualties since then, let me tell you. No, please, let me tell you, subscribe to my channel. Look, we will keep from making decisions because of our pride, sometimes for years or even decades. We will run over all sorts of people and even hurt ourselves because we will not admit we were wrong or we messed up or we aren't perfect, so maybe we shouldn't hold everyone else to that standard either. I will not forgive them. I will not let it go. I will not give it to God because He will probably show them grace and mercy, and I don't want Him to do that. So we go on in our arrogance and speed right towards a cliff. Some of us may have already gone over the edge and are in a state of free fall because we would rather go down than admit we were wrong, and we are gonna take everybody with us. I'm doing a lot of pointing in this video. What's that about? The book of 1 Peter, which was a letter written to early church communities 2,000 years ago, says that God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that He may exalt, meaning to lift you up, at the proper time, casting all of your cares on Him because He cares about you. So, here's a challenge. I pointed again. I can't apologize to that turtle. I can't take that back. I took its life because of my pride problem, and you know, I can't fix that. However, there are people who I can apologize to for having run them over because of that same pride. What about you? Who's someone in your past, or maybe even your present, that your pride is you know, hurting them? Maybe you've run them over and, you know, threw it into reverse and backed up over them again. It's violent. Pray, ask God who you need to forgive. I've done that. I have asked God, who have I hurt in my past? Where has my pride gotten in the way? Who did I run over? And you know what? He will reveal that to you. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. You know, anytime I play Mario Kart now and I get hit with a turtle shell, I feel it's somehow justified. Dear Mr. Turtle, I assume you had a father, and I don't know, maybe it was your pride and rebellion that caused you to cross that road where it wasn't safe for you, just to show him that you could. And maybe that decision and my decision is what led to our 55-mile-per-hour collision of fate. Regardless, my shell was larger and traveling at a much higher velocity than yours, and well, such is life. Still, I'm very sorry, and I have made a $5 donation to saveaturtle.org in your honor. So, sorry again, and okay, thanks. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing so that way when I upload a new video, you get a notification. It really helps me out with YouTube's algorithm, so that way other people will find my video as well. And I'll be putting out more videos all the time, so leave a comment below if you ever hit a turtle or something else, a squirrel or chipmunk or deer. Or I don't want to talk about like hitting a dog because that's just too sad. I'll see you next time.